But listen, sticking to the script or going off script, especially when you're the leader of the free world, is today's big deal! All right, guys, we're back. So we have a president that is
peculiar.
He's very peculiar.
Yes.
I know that a lot of people take him very seriously, as they should, and they get really pissed off and sad and depressed about him. I have a very dark sense of humor, so I tend to laugh every time I read an article that says what he says. You can tell that they came out with an article recently on Politico about how the staff, they try to delay him a lot. So whenever he has something he wants to do, they tell him things like, oh, we'll get to that next week, or they just try to ignore him and hope.
It's like dealing with a little kid.
Yeah, and they hope that the next day he just forgets about it. But one of the things they had, this guy, they have John Kelly, who comes from the military, and you can tell he's there to manage Donald Trump, and he gives them scripts. For instance, the UN speech was a big thing where he had a script, and he went off script. And in the middle of one of the most esteemed international platforms, the United Nations, he calls the North Korean dictator Rocket Man, and he says he's going to destroy North Korea, and he's going to destroy.
Well, didn't he call some other guy a little man the other day too?
Yeah. So what do you think about the president just kind of just going off script? Because I have a theory about it, but let me get your take on it.
Sorry, in my personal opinion, I think it's getting to the point where it can become really, really dangerous.
Yes.
Because, I mean, yes, it can be funny, and sometimes I'm like, oh, he just doesn't know any better, and I get it that he has no filter, and he tweets about everything,
I see.
especially when he doesn't have to be tweeting, like, well, it happened many times.
Right.
However, I think something like this can turn into a very dangerous
international
situation.
incident?
An international incident.
A nuclear war?
Maybe. You know, he's pissing off people all over the country. I mean, here and obviously internationally. So, you know, it's a little more serious than we think. And I know it tends to be a little funny at times, but it's not funny to me.
It's not a laughing matter when people are starving and maybe even dying at, on one of our commonwealths. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
You're not a
take it
comedian.
down seriously.
For the Puerto Rico thing.
Yes, I mean, seriously, like, he just went there for a couple of hours, and then he went, to Vegas afterwards? It took him, like,
Wait, he didn't go to Vegas to party. The way that's telling me, he went to Vegas after the party.
But I'm like, he waited more than a week to go to Puerto Rico, and he just flinging things at
Did you
people.
see him,
Come
like,
on.
throwing
No,
the
he was
paper
playing basketball.
paper
I mean, look, I don't know how people...
This is a human crisis.
I
Come
agree.
on.
I don't know how his followers interpret this. Maybe they take it very lightheartedly, but I know people, that have relatives out there in Puerto Rico, and those people are like bathing in the river.
No,
I mean, it's really hard for the president to relate when he doesn't have to.
Bruno, what do you think about the president going off script and kind of saying whatever he thinks he should say, even when officials, experts, military people are saying, do not say crazy things about other crazy presidents?
Yeah, I think the key point that he's missing is in his brain is that everything's not about him. Like nothing. In fact, nothing is about him.
Thank you.
His job is to represent the country.
Thank you.
And so with this whole thing about breaking the rules, I literally think it's a childish thing that he's doing, where he's saying, "Oh, they want to make me do this. I'm going to do this." And it's like it's some type of overhaul of power, which is so immature, so stupid, and also like. Trump is someone who is not only a terrible person, but he makes other people's lives worse. I can deal with people who are awful, just stay away from them. But he's in a position now where he's making all of our lives worse, and it's on his back. So.
And you said something very important, that he takes everything so personal. The comment that he did about Charlottesville, saying that he was the biggest victim of this violence.
Said that?
Yeah, he said that. Well, because the media turned, on him, attacking him. So, no, I am the biggest victim of this incident. Are you freaking kidding me?
It's working. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah, I know.
His whole. Sorry.
He needs to understand that he's a politician. He's not a comedian. Well, he's a comedian, but
he's a reality show star.
But
he definitely is that.
Exactly. But he's a freaking president of one of the most important countries in the world. He really needs to step up his game. Otherwise,
I don't think you want him to step up his game. I think that you guys want him to disappear.
I think he. Well, yeah.
That would probably be the
but I don't think that's gonna happen.
More stupid things need to be happening.
No, because what do you mean?
More and more stupid comments, and he's gonna have to do something more stupid for someone to impeach him. So I kind of want him to just slide for the next 3 years and kind of just.
I got 4 words for you. El mundo se va a acabar, mi vida.
I don't don't know. I think both sides of the
like 6 words,
equation would be
El
just as
mundo
fatal.
se va. Maybe 5.
Oh, is that 5? That's Spanish. We don't know
That was
Spanish.
like 8
Is
words.
that 5 or 4?
No, it was
maybe?
7.
But have you guys been, really quick, we have
lineup.
30 seconds left. Have you ever been in a position where somebody kind of gives you, a script or an MO and they want you to follow it and you just say, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing.
all
They're
the
gonna thank
time.
me for
We
it.
do this all the
yeah.
time in the zoo.
Honey, sometimes we don't have a script to read.
Wait, are you
We're
saying,
actually good at improvising.
are you saying that we're acting like Trump on the zoo sometimes?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.